this is a round robin style tournament. There will be a quick turnaround for all of the teams involved. The next match day is going to be on Sunday, February 19th. The United States is now going to face Japan. So we would anticipate that naturally there was likely to be some player rotation from game 1 to game 2. Something that we'll have to keep an eye on is whether or not Rose Lavelle is available for this match against Japan. But I would anticipate that perhaps some of these players that we saw in the second half might swap. Maybe these are some players who might get a start against Japan versus coming in as impact players. Now, knowing what we saw out of Japan against Brazil and seeing what we saw in the United States against Canada, what are some things that you're looking for USA to sort of bring into this game against Japan?
For the United States, I want to see them start the exact same way they started against Canada. Fast, put pressure on them, get shots on goal in the opening 5 minutes if you can. Put Japan under pressure defensively. Do that. Do the quick counter press. Make that attack really work to get the ball back. Be the first ones. Don't put your back line under pressure at all. That's what I want to see from the United States to start this game. In terms of personnel, I think that we could see a very similar back line. I want to see Girma back in there, but I think we'll still see Dunn and Fox on the outside.
Really? No Huerta for you?
I don't think she'll get the start.
All right. Interesting.
I don't. Yeah. This is game 2 of 3, right? And you're going up against a Japanese side that just lost against Brazil. So Japan has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They need to come out and get points in this game against you. You're in Nashville. I think that we could see something a little different from Japan. I mean, if I'm Japan, I'm looking back at that game against Brazil, and I'm looking at that first half and saying, hey, where could we have capitalized on these moments where we had good chances, we had good shots, we put Brazil under pressure, we forced them to defend around us, and then how do we do that against the United States for a full 90 minutes? Because in the second half, Japan, they couldn't keep up with Brazil's tactical changes. And I think with the United States, I think we could see a little bit of rotation in the front line. With who comes in. I want to see Lynn Williams get a start.
Yeah.
I do.
It's interesting. And I'm with you on that 100%. I'm also interested in the minutes management off of her injury in this particular window, because we saw against New Zealand, Lynn Williams was getting like 15 to 30 minute windows against New Zealand. And coming into this game against Canada at the 78th minute, so about 12 in stoppage time, right? So I'm curious if discussions around her return to play protocols include what expanded minutes may look like during a SheBelieves Cup. I feel like a Japanese team in this window could be a prime time Lynn Williams kind of game, but we'll see. I would love to see it too, especially considering we saw Rodman get a start and extended minutes.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see that again. And it has nothing to do with how Rodman performed. I think she had a really good first half. I think second half was a little bit quieter for Rodman. But I still think that she proved herself. And I think that we could see Lynn Williams and Midge Purse get starts in the front line.
It's just player rotation and minutes management at this point. I mean, I also want to see something different in between the goalposts. Listener got that.
I do too.
She got that start against Canada. That's your biggest CONCACAF rival. So that wasn't too, I think, surprising or shocking for either of us. But I think against Japan, with the quick turnaround, you have to give another one of your goalkeepers game. There's 3 goalkeepers in this SheBelieves Cup. There are 3 games. I don't know if all 3 of them are going to get full 90-minute matches, but I would like to see something different against Japan. Yes, we've seen Casey Murphy. I need a game for Adriana France. I could see it on your lips. You want to ask who it is. I need a game for Adriana France in SheBelieves, and I want it to be against Japan.
I agree. I want France. To get a full 90 game. I do. Yeah. And I also agree with you. I don't think with 3 goalkeepers, 3 games, I don't think we'll see all 3 of them get full games. I just don't. I don't. And I also want to see Girma in that back line. Yeah. Give me a Girma Cook. I'll take a Germa Cook. I would
We
prefer
want to see
Germa.
it.
I would prefer Germa Sauerbrunn, but I think we'll get a Germa Cook.
You don't need. There's 5 months to the World Cup. You don't have to evaluate Becky Sauerbrunn. We got to see.
I know.
We gotta see it, and we want to see it. So hopefully we get to see it. How about do we want to do a prediction?
Score prediction?
Or do we want to put a prediction?
Yes.
We're already previewing it a little bit. So let's give a prediction. All right. So we've got United States on top of the standings here in SheBelieves Cup, 3 points, also leading in goal differential over Brazil. Japan, in a similar situation with Canada, are desperate for points at this moment. They need to get a result. They really need to get a win. So they might present some new and interesting things that maybe we didn't see during match day 1. What do you think the scoreline is going to be in this one? Who you got and why?
So I love that we throw this question out here. I love everyone that joins us live. We've got score prediction, Sleepy Repeat 3, Beach Dogs 2-0. We've got a 5-0. We've got 2-1, 2-1.
Okay.
We've got a couple 2-1s in here.
All right.
I'm gonna go another 2-0. I am. I don't think the US will run away with a game in this type of tournament with this type of competition. And depending on like starting lineups, I want to see Swanson get another goal, right? She's extended her streak to 4 straight games with a goal. I want to see her get 5 just for the pure fact of it. I think that's so fun. But I could see maybe like a 3-0, but I think Japan's going to be tough. I think they're going to be really tough to score against. I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to stick with that one. What about you?
You know what? I think 2-0 is a pretty respectable scoreline. I think it could be a 2-goal swing. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is going to be goalkeeper rotation in this one. I also think there's going to be some center back rotation in this one. And I think that could maybe open up some interesting things for Japan if they can kind of keep the ball and frustrate the United States a little bit. Can the U.S. come out with a quick start and get aggressive in their counter press? Sure, yeah, I really do believe that they can. But I think this is a Japanese team that kind of welcomes that and embraces that. They want the ball, so why not try to embrace that and try to retain that yourself and maybe frustrate the United States a little bit?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it's in the realm of impossibility for Japan to perhaps capitalize on a brief moment of lapse or error. So I'm going to keep it a 2-goal win for the United States, but I'm going to go 3-1 for the USA in this game.
So you think that, well, I'm just going to put your words right back at you. 80 French is going to start. She's going to get scored on.
So I don't think it's going to be your fault.
Loopholes. I love it.
It's going to be your fault. I
Okay.
think if we're going to see player rotation, that includes, yeah, sure, that center back duo. I think that also includes that midfield. You have to absolutely take a look at what Lindsey Herrera is giving you and be cautious. If you're being cautious with Roosevelt, you got to be cautious with Lindsey Herrera too. My goodness, I feel like we've been watching this player navigate a knee knock.
I know, every day.
Part of the last 18 months. So if that means you're going to have additional rotation in various positioning on the pitch, that includes the middle third. And maybe we see somebody like Andy Sullivan not in this game. Maybe we see someone like Lindsey Herrera not in this game. So does that mean we see Taylor Korniak introduced back into the middle third? We'll see.
I want to see that. I do. I want to see Korniak in there alongside Sullivan. I want to see both of them because we got 2 minutes in the stoppage time. I want to see that start. I think that would be good. Yeah, I mean 3-1s. That's a good score line. I would be still happy with that. I mean, I think that to be put under defensive pressure would be good for the U.S.
I'm with you on that. We said we wanted that in SheBelieves Cup. We wanted to have the opportunity
and they didn't really get it against Canada.
No, they did not. So we want that game to where we can have something to sort of sink our teeth into in terms of taking a look at defensive evaluations. So hopefully this will be the game that where that gets presented.